Good afternoon, folks. We're just about 6:15 p.m. And what we got here is obviously lowered heights can bin, garbage bag. As we can see, it's empty. But I'm going to be doing a test run for you guys here. And, oh cool, it's actually pointed towards me. I now have a flat on the shaft for this to sit on, and one of the set screws from the pillow block to sit on as well too. And it's a little hard to see, but there you go, a little bit of a flat, and that's for that one there. So I just did a off-camera small test run with 4 cans, and so far so good. Minimal help with the stickiness of the back part a little bit. This side now has no tape on it down here, and it seems to be helping out. Kenneth, what I was talking to you about was in the Facebook album is to put like a brace, basically you can see my fingers like the hang loose sign, to have bracing come out this way and that way, basically in a triangle. Yeah, I probably could mount it to here, which is mounted, screwed in. It's only screwed in, so it's not very strong. But if I could get maybe at an angle up to this block, that would be great. Or if I have to put a 2x2 here, or some angle iron to space it down, but I would probably put another piece of angle iron right here, like I did with here. Put one of those pieces, bolt it right here, and again, same over here, underneath, and run something from here to there, because even though this is bolted all the way through, I mean literally all the way through, it's still wanting to move a little bit. So my guess is this angle iron, which is just like this one, if this angle iron, and this one too probably, still wants to flex a little bit. It's okay. I mean, the 4 cans I just ran did alright, but we'll run some more cans for you guys so you can see. So, to iterate, this one's now going in reverse, meaning counterclockwise, and that motor is going clockwise. But per, excuse me, per the RockCan Crusher and how it oscillates and how the pulleys went around, this one's now making the rock crusher go forward, and this one makes it go in reverse. And I loosened up the tension and moved the motor up a little bit higher, so it wasn't super tight on there. And it made it a little bit less tight on this one. This one is still nice and snug, and I want to keep that there because that's where a lot of the torque is coming from. And from seeing all the belt deflection videos and instructions, it's probably about the right amount of tension, which is super tight. So that sings pretty good. And if I were to lay this on this unit, see, I've got a ton of flex, but it works. This one's got a ton of flex too. Main thing is, turn this around. Main thing is I don't want to break and roast out these motors. I don't have 200 some bucks for $100 a motor to replace them. Anyway, 444. Let's give this thing a run. If everyone stuck around long enough, you get to see a show. If not, you obviously aren't hearing this. Alright, so as we can see on the switches here, This one is off, this one is on. So this would be forward and this would be reverse. So if something gets stuck, I can reverse it, I can go forward, master switch, here we go. I took off the infrared thing just for now. We'll use it later. Everything's running nice and good. And the bag is free of the belts and everything, barely, but it's doing alright. So we'll get a couple cans ready here. Since I did 4 before, we can get 4 going ready to go now. It's probably the best spot here. So here we go. All 4 cans are in. And I've got my screwdriver here just in case. Still sticks on the solid jaw just a tiny bit, but it's alright. Just looking at flex at the moment. Alright, and what we do when we get one that's kind of stuck, see if I can do this for you. The basket's kind of helping holding the camera, so just kind of flip it out a little bit. Let's see how far that one goes down. And kind of got a little stuck. It's up there. That's where it's sitting. Not too bad. Let's put a whole bunch in and see how well it does. It's eating. Put this one in bottom down just to see how well it'll do. I know the top really is not that strong. There you go. So there's the cans. Not too bad. And mostly neat of all, plastic didn't break. Okay, so what we can do is just try to dump these out without breaking the whole thing. It was easier than getting one by one out. Okay, so put the tablet down here. So what we have, this one's pretty good. That one's pretty good too. That was pretty good. Excuse me. This one's a little bit thicker, but yeah. Just goes to show that sometimes the thicker part can make it through. Because obviously it was going down like this, and when the jaw opened enough, of course it fell through. Which is fine. They were getting flatter than what the wheels were. I'll say that. And I'm sure once the hopper gets put on, thing gets put on up here, pardon me, sorry about your ears. Once the hopper thing gets put on, the agitation part here, which will go like that. So I was kind of using that lobe of the camshaft thing to line up everything, and that'll go through, kind of give it a once in a while bump. Won't be too severe, but excuse me again. Had like 5 sneezes about a half hour ago. So, OCD. Not OCD, just short memory, not short attention span. But exolites is what it says. X-light. Sure, some of you older folk that are older than me probably remember those types of screwdrivers. As one of my dad's, he passed away 4/8/16. So got a lot of his old tools and stuff, which is cool because it's better than going to someone that's just going to sell it left and right. It's better to go to someone that can use it. So we can put this back underneath. Sorry. This under there. There we go. Move the cans a little bit. And of course, I'll fix the end of that up a little bit better. But I'm going to need some PVC pipe to do that. Because here's the extra pieces that I had to take off and saw cut off just so I didn't really see it stuck out like this. It was there for handles, so you take it out to the garbage bin. It had newspapers and such, just something to hold. It was done many years before the can crusher. Alrighty, so I think that's a good test run. We did 8 cans. Just double checking. Yep, 8. So far, oh, you probably want to see this ran in reverse. Yeah, I know. No, duh, come on. Okay, so Mr. Growly isn't so growly anymore, but he still growls. My guess is because there's 2. Let's see. You got one that way, one that way. Yeah. Anyway. One pulling this direction and one pulling that direction, so you got force in 2 different ways, because I was testing it beforehand. It's riding. It's enjoying the ride. That's funny. I'm going to stop that before it breaks itself into 2. Alrighty, yeah. Just about got my hand stuck in there. It's a little bit too much. So I'll put it forward. And we'll go in forward here. Yeah. Ooh, that bounced. It worked all by itself, and I didn't need to touch it. crazy how that shit works out. So here's what it looks like. Obviously it came down like this because it wants to curl as it's being crushed. Not bad. Alright. So obviously reverse is mainly just for a aesthetics point of view. If it gets stuck going forward, I can reverse it and back it up versus doing it by hand. But if I could get it to where, see, I had, see if we can bend down here. See, right now the top motor has a 2.5 inch pulley on it, going to a 4-inch pulley. Then on this motor here, going over here, is a 3-inch pulley. So I was thinking if I had a 3-inch on here, I can find another one, a 3-inch on here and another 3-inch, 3 inches all around. Not so much, maybe it won't be so growly, but I would still have 80 RPM. Excuse me, landing at the crusher. If I just turn this one on, the RPMs go down to 375, and then from 375 to 80 for the crusher. With this motor, it goes from 1750 down to like 1200, down to like the 200 something or 300 something, and then 50 RPM up by the crusher. So I'm just trying to think if, well, probably the best way, I would have to rotate this motor out just a little bit to access the panel here and just switch the terminals, which are nice because they're just on a spade connector, or like a tab or a pin. So that's real easy to switch. That's what I did with this one, but that panel's nice, easy to get to. This I'll just have to rotate it around, loosen these up a little bit, rotate the motor, and then go after the panel here, loosen the screw up, move the panel, flip the wires. Worst case scenario, we would have obviously just one motor at 80 RPM, and could say, I still like the idea of reverse on one switch and forward on the other, but basically to just, what was your point, man? My point was put this one in counterclockwise so I can see this going forward. As we all saw what happened when it went in reverse at 80 RPM and didn't do anything, it just took a ride. But 80 RPM going forward might be enough of fast action to really get stuff moving and going good. So that's my thought. And just for a nice picture for the thumbnail, which I usually end up doing on my PC, Lightshot is a great application program for taking photos. I thank the new subscribers. I thank the people that liked the last video 3 times. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's try this. Put this on the cable box. We gotta get a nice sturdy photo. All I just gotta do is hold it still. I thank each one of you that like my videos, that watch the videos. Hasn't even been up for 24 hours and it's already upwards of 28, maybe 30 views. Love it, appreciate it. Glad you're able to see stuff and enjoy it. And 20 minutes I'm really going to pause here and try to hold it still. Okay, there we go. Until next video, and hopefully that'll be tomorrow or next time when I can get back onto this. But catch you guys later. You guys have a good one. Bye bye.